IKEA might be building one of the cheapest Matter sensor ecosystems on the market. But the real question is, are these sensors actually good enough for a serious home assistant smart home? Because in my house, sensors don't just turn lights on. They run security, they trigger automations, and if they stop working, things break. Usually right after I proudly say my smart home is finally stable. So today we are going to test new IKEA Matter sensors. Not as a product review, but as part of a real smart home system. Where they work, where they don't work, and one of those sensors actually surprised me a lot more than I expected. We'll be starting in a couple of seconds. For a long time, IKEA smart home devices were mostly Zigbee devices. They worked well, but they were usually used through IKEA's own hub, or in our case, Home Assistant users, we were using Zigbee coordinators. Now IKEA is entering the Matter ecosystem, and more importantly, Matter over Thread, which means these sensors can connect directly into Home Assistant Smart Home without a proprietary hub, and of course without cloud. In my setup, those sensors join the Thread network through the OTBR add-on in Home Assistant and the Thread border router, so they connect directly into the system. No IKEA hub, no vendor account, just Matter devices joining the network. In my setup, I'm currently using several of the new IKEA Matter devices. A door sensor, a water leak sensor, a temperature and humidity sensor, an air quality sensor, and a dual button remote. Most of those sensors run on standard AAA batteries. And that might sound like a small detail, but it actually matters a lot. Many smart home sensors usually use coin cell batteries like CR2032. Those are small, but those devices also don't work usually well with the rechargeable batteries. IKEA sensors, on the other hand, happily run on rechargeable AA batteries, which makes them easier to maintain long term. The only device that is different is the air quality sensor. That one is powered via the USB-C, which also means it becomes a routing device in the Thread network. So instead of just reporting data, it actually helps extend the network. Sort of. Pairing these sensors with Home Assistant was honestly one of the easy setups I've done recently. You open the Matter integration, scan the QR code, and the devices appear almost instantly. No proprietary app, no vendor login, no strange onboarding flow. Just scan and connect. And honestly, if every smart home device paired that easily, I would have had a lot more free time. And probably a lot fewer gray hairs. Now the real question is not whether those sensors connect. The real question is whether they are useful. Let's start with the door sensor. In my system, this one is connected directly to Alarmo. So it acts as a security sensor for the balcony door. If the system is armed and the door opens, Alarmo triggers immediately. Simple and reliable. The water leak sensor sits under the kitchen sink. It is connected to Alarmo also and to notification via the automation. So if water appears where it shouldn't, I immediately get alert on my phone. Right now I don't have an automatic water shutoff valve installed, but you see what you can do. The focus in my case is early detection instead of automatic response. But even that can prevent serious damage. The air quality sensor is probably the most interesting device in the lineup. It measures CO2 levels, PM2.5 particles, temperature and humidity. And it also calculates aggregated values like 24-hour averages, which is surprisingly capable for a device in this price range. All of this data feeds directly into my Home Assistant air quality dashboards, this one here. And finally, there is also a temperature and humidity sensor, which might sound like the most boring device in the group. But ironically, these sensors power a lot of automations, in my case. heating adjustments, ventilation logic, climate monitoring. Sometimes the most boring sensors are actually the most important ones. There are several things I genuinely like about these sensors. First, its stability. Once connected, they have been extremely reliable, which is honestly the most important thing for the smart home sensors. Second is the battery design. AAA batteries instead of coin cells makes maintenance easier, especially if you use rechargeable batteries from IKEA, with the charger they also provide. Third, Matter over Thread support. This allows them to connect directly to Home Assistant without vendor hubs. And finally, the design. Like most IKEA products, the sensors are minimalistic and neutral. They blend into a room instead of standing out. The air quality sensor especially has a very interesting display. It almost looks like a pixel display, which gives it a slightly futuristic appearance. Of course, there are also some downsides. The door sensor is a bit larger than some competing sensors, mostly because it uses AAA batteries. So this is a trade-off between size and a battery convenience. The air quality sensor also requires USB-C power supply, but interestingly, the power adapter is not included in the box, not even a cable, which feels a little strange for a mains power device. And finally, the ecosystem is still growing. We now have even more things like lights and some other devices. The sensor lineup is not as large as some Zigbee Extra systems yet, but IKEA is expanding it quickly. So where do these sensors actually make sense in smart home? I think IKEA sensors are perfect for several scenarios. In large homes where you need many sensors, budget-friendly deployments, and rooms where you simply need reliable sensing. One mistake many people make when building a smart home is putting expensive sensors everywhere. But that is usually not necessary. Most rooms just need reliable sensing, not luxury ones. Because sometimes what you really need is a simple device that quietly does the job. And then there is the button, which I actually don't use yet. Every smart home eventually has at least one device that you bought because it looked interesting, and then simply never found the perfect automation for it. So if you have a great idea what I should use this button for, let me know in the comment section below. So are IKEA Matter sensors good enough for a serious home assistant smart home? Honestly, yes, they are, as long as you understand what they are designed to do. These sensors are not trying to be the most advanced devices on the market. They are designed to be simple, reliable, and affordable. And for many parts of smart home, that is exactly what you want. Because in the end, a smart home is not about the most complicated devices. It's about building a system that works every day. Quietly, reliably, and sometimes the best smart home devices are the ones you never notice. I really do hope that you did enjoy this video. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. And it also helps with those YouTube algorithms. And before I end up, as always, I must say thanks to all those wonderful people that are supporting me and that have become YouTube channel members. Thank you all for all of your support. But let's not forget each and every one of you who has watched, shared, liked or commented on my videos. Thank you. If you too want to support the channel, you can do so by clicking the join button down below and becoming a YouTube channel member for only €2 or $2 per month. Or you can go to my merchandise store and grab something there. Last but not least, you can always send me super thanks, and I will be super thankful for that. I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun!